guys. Hope you're doing okay. I wanted to kind of do a little mini lesson with you on sensory details. So, we're going to be working with narrative writing, and narrative writing is writing a story about something true that happened to you and being able to tell that story so that it feels like you're reading something that's fiction. And a lot of times you do that with sensory details. And sensory details is using those five senses. So if you think it is sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell, and your goal is to make your reader feel like they were in that moment with you. So essentially, at the end of this, what we're going to do is we're going to try to write a piece of narrative writing that's going to tell a story about an event that happened to us in our life. And to do that, we're going to use sensory details that's going to make our reader feel like they're experiencing it with us. So, one of the rules to do that is this idea of showing, not telling what is happening. So, using those five senses and making your reader feel what's going on. So, we have a couple examples for you. And in the past, these have been really entertaining. So, the first one is the rain hit the car. Boring. I mean, you could say it rained on the car. That's boring. But to do your five senses, you could say the huge drops of water pounded the car as if to beat it up. That way you are hearing it. You are hearing the water pounding and you are seeing the huge drops of water. Okay? Here's another example. Everybody loves chocolate chip cookies. And yeah, you know what chocolate chip cookies smell like. So when you say the smell of cookies filled the kitchen, you probably can figure out what it smells like. Doesn't make me hungry though. What I want to do is to really pull in those senses so that my reader wants to have the chocolate chip cookies. So instead of saying the smell of cookies filled the kitchen, you would say the aroma of melted butter and sweet chocolate morsels attacked my senses as I passed the kitchen. So, melted butter, sweet chocolate morsels, those are the ingredients. Those are the specific things that you smell while you're baking cookies. And kind of makes you want to have a cookie. I know I want one. The next one that we have for you is the house is on fire. Okay, it's a pretty big thing. It's pretty intense. So you don't just want to say the house is on fire. You want to be more specific. So what happens when a house is on fire? So the intense heat radiated from the burning wood, singeing my arm hairs as the blaze overcame the rickety old house like a thundercloud on a clear sunny day. So think the intense heat, that's touch, right? Radiating from the burning wood, okay? Think about burning wood, you're seeing that, right? Singeing my arm hairs. Well, have you ever gotten close to a fire? You feel it, what it feels like when your arm hairs singe. The blaze overcame the rickety old house. Blaze overcoming is sight. Rickety old house is sound. And then it even throws in a simile here, like a thundercloud on a clear sunny day. So it's comparing this blaze overcoming like a thundercloud ruining a clear sunny day. And then here is the last example that we have for you. In the past, when we've been in school, everybody's reaction is, oh, to this one, because you can say the picnic table was rough. Yeah, it stinks. When you go to sit down on a picnic table that's rough, you just don't enjoy it. But when you say, as I wiped off the picnic table, splinters tore at my flesh like sandpaper against the wall, doesn't feel very good. You're probably sensing how gross your hands feel when you wipe off a picnic table. So again, there's that touch. And there's a simile in there, like sandpaper against a wall, because if you're making comparisons, making connections, using figurative language, you're going to allow your reader to feel like they're there with you. Okay. So just a couple, maybe take a minute and try this. Okay. So the first one, the gym was hot after the game. Okay, maybe some of you are writing your narratives about a championship game, or you're writing your narratives maybe about a time that you lost, but it taught you a lesson. Or maybe you're writing a narrative about this time that you got to go see like the Cavs or something, a cool sports team that you like. Don't just say the gym was hot. That's boring. You want to be really intense. So what was the gym like? It was maybe stuffy would be a good word. You could use your senses to describe the smell. Okay. So maybe take a second right now on a scrap piece of paper and try to rewrite this sentence. The gym was hot after the game. I'll let you pause because I don't want to awkwardly sit here and stare at the screen for a couple of minutes. So pause. I'm going to pause or let you pause, and then you guys can try this one. The next one to try, this one's pretty similar to that first one, so we'll skip this one. We'll try this last one. The sun was bright and the birds were making noise. Okay, everybody knows what a bird sounds like. Everybody knows what a bright sun feels like. Be more specific. How bright? What colors were you seeing? What specific sounds were the birds making? What were you smelling? Was it after rain? Did you see a rainbow? So again, this is where you want to be specific and make your readers really feel like they're there with you and using those 5 senses. Okay? So again, I'm going to let you pause and then give this sentence a shot. After you're done pausing, because I know you all did, after you're done pausing, know that if you need help with this, you can ask me, you can ask Mrs. Kreitzer, you can ask Miss Moore for any help with using your sensory details. When it comes time to writing your final narrative, we are going to be asking you to use at least a certain number of your senses. Maybe you have an event and there wasn't really anything to smell. Maybe you have an event and there wasn't really anything to physically touch, but you probably saw things. You probably heard things. You can use those specific senses and you want your reader to feel like they're there. So while you're writing your narratives, you can shoot one of us an email and ask, hey, how do I do this? What suggestions do you have? But we do ask that you try it first. So write a sentence, the room was blue. Okay, tell me a little bit more about the room. What other things were blue? What were specific there? Okay, so like I said, you can get in contact with us and we can help you with that. You can watch this video again, and we'll also be leaving comments and stuff with your narratives and with your pre-writing pieces. Hope you're all doing well. See you later.